Happy Monday, everyone. Oh, I need to open the chat. There we go. Please say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're from. I had a big hot air balloon go right over the top of my house today. Very exciting. Haven't seen those in a while here in Calgary. I remember when I moved here in 84, we used to see hot air balloons all the time in the summer. Sometimes there would be 100 of them. Incredible. Hi, Sandra from Chilliwack, James and Regina. Welcome. I trust you all had a fabulous weekend enjoying the sun. I went solo kayaking in Banff on Saturday. So peaceful. It's amazing. Then I met some friends at the Banff Springs Hotel for lunch. The funny thing is, in the spring, I had put out to Source that I wanted to attend a wedding. So then we're having lunch at the hotel outside, and we happened to see that there was a wedding about to take place. And we were so blessed because we had the best seats in the house for this wedding because the restaurant at the hotel, even though we're outside, they have the outdoor living room sectionals with a fireplace. So we got to actually sit on one of the living room sectionals and watch the entire wedding from there. We did have the best seats in the house. Incredible. But I had to laugh as I did want to attend a wedding. I did not say to Source that I need to know the people that are getting married or to be invited. Yeah, it was so great to be in the mountains. So beautiful. Oh, Anita, yes, hot air balloons in Langley area. Oh, strange discs in the eastern sky early this morning. Very cool. Oh, Claire and Carol, you saw the balloons as well. Three of them. Yeah, I only saw two. One was still launching. The Remax one was still launching, and I was looking for more, but yeah, it was amazing. Excellent. Okay, does anyone know? Oh, I grabbed my water glass. Does anyone know what this is right here? Can you see it okay? Just tell me in the chat if you know what this is before I let you know. I've had this for years. Yes, Bill, of course you would know. Yes, James, Michelle, look at you. Look at you, brilliant people, brilliant men and women. Yes, it's an insulator. So for those who don't know what an insulator is, it was glass used on top of a telephone pole, which really prevented electrical currents from flowing into the actual pole. So I now use them as weights on my desk to stop my cord from my computer from slipping off. Yeah, I got two of them actually. My dad had them, and so he gave them to me. Oh, Laura, your boyfriend worked at SAS Power, so he had lots of them. I would love to have a blue one. I think the blue ones and the green ones are so pretty. My dad didn't have one. Yeah. Welcome to Life Force Canada and our podcast. Tonight, we're going to be talking about person versus living man, woman. I recommend you have a paper and pen so that you can really follow along with me. I'm going to be writing on the wall. So before we get into it, though, I just want to remind everyone that we got our final Sovereign Living Conference coming up in about 5 weeks. Very exciting. I just really want to thank our sponsors. my friends, Dr. Claire and Carol Westmacott of Homeopathy and Beyond. If you did not hear or listen to our past podcast that we had last week, Dr. Claire gave an exceptional presentation on homeopathy and frequency. So important. It is on our Rumble channel. And of course, if you do miss the live, the replay is always showcased in the newsletter. Okay. You just have to scroll. And then we've got Laura Lee Peterson of Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise. She's going to be a speaker sponsor. Well, she is, and she's also a private member. She's also printing our 200-page sovereignty activation manual. So thank you to Laura Lee. Everyone's going to receive that manual at the conference. And yeah, it's very, very exciting. Thank you. Thank you, Karen, for posting it in the chat, the link. Our early bird pricing is ending very soon. So if you are feeling drawn to attend, highly recommend you get your tickets. Yeah. So Dr. Claire and Carol Westmacott are sponsoring our lunch. They're also private members. And then we have Rachel Chung of Angel Daisy Society. She is a speaker sponsor, and she's also a private member as well. So thank you to Rachel. Yes. Yay. Okay, before we get into our presentation tonight, I just want to ask you, how many of you are aware that Texas in June, I think it's June 21st, they created their bill. It's the SB 25 bill. And all junk food now is going to have a warning label. Yes. Doritos, Cheetos, Fruit Loops, all those nasty toxic cereals and chips, etc. And the warning label is going to state these products contain ingredients that are not recommended for human consumption. Very, very good. It's a start. I'm actually going to put the link to the page that I found it on. I mean, it's everywhere. You just have to Google it. Yeah, so that is a great start. There, I put in the chat. Yeah, so that website actually lists all of the ingredients. I might actually just share it. I'm gonna share it. Do, 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 do. There's a dog barking across the street. I'm trusting you cannot hear it. Can you see this okay, Esther?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Texas just signed a law that could put warning labels on Doritos, M&Ms, Mountain Dew. Okay, so Governor Greg Abbott signing the bill into law on June 21st, 2025. I'm not going to read through it. I'm just going to showcase. Here's all the toxic ingredients. Yay. Very exciting. And then, of course, it says the law is going to impact Doritos, Ruffles, Lay's, Skittles, etc. Even microwave popcorn. Remember I was talking about Mountain Dew? There you go. Yeah, so check it out. And there was also a website that said that this law may go into effect in Australia and Canada as well. Who knows? But then again, there are warnings on cigarette packages and people still smoke. However, the majority of people have, taken heed to the warning signs. Big changes are on their way. Okay. Oh, I need to share with you. If you attend the Sovereign Living Conference, you may win a Lay First Canada mug. So on one side it has the logo, and then on the other side, freedom. Yes, exactly, Esther. Yeah, so they just arrived today. I needed to have a look at them, and so now I'm gonna put an order in for more so that we can gift them. Yes. Mark asks, so RFK Jr. is not so bad after all. Well, I mean, of course, there's going to be benefits and privileges in the controlled matrix. There's still aspects which I'm going to go into that are really not serving humanity. That's it's part of the whole shift that we're moving through in consciousness right now. Okay, breathe in life force energy. Exhaling stress, anxiety, breathing in again. You're breathing in life and then letting go. Okay, so you are either a living man and woman, or you are identifying as the person. So I'm now going to go over here to my chart. And I recommend again that you have a piece of paper and a pen and follow along with me, because the more you write, you give authorship, and those words begin to become more embodied in your own sovereignty. Your words become embodied as you are writing the information, and you begin to live these words. And it begins to allow for you to really redefine who you are. So I do recommend you just following along with what I'm going to be sharing. Now, I'm trusting that my back is not going to be to you, but if it is in any way, I do apologize right now, okay? I just thought it'd be important for me to share here instead of me showcasing on a PowerPoint presentation. What I am sharing with you is a snippet of what I have been talking about at the Sovereign Living Conference for 6 years now. It's really important for us to redefine who we are, to know our power, and to be able to rise up out of the control matrix as well. So that said, I'm just going to put at the top here, living woman, man. And then I'm going to put here, person. Excuse my writing. Okay, so before we begin, I am going to get out my Black's Law Dictionary here, 5th edition. And whoever knows the definition of person, you can write it in the chat, but I'm just going to say it here as well. Okay, person. In general usage, a human being, though by statute, terms may include a firm, organization, partnerships, associations, corporations, legal representatives, and trustees in bankruptcy or receivers. We are here to delete the word person from our vocabulary. How many of you still refer to yourself as a person or others as persons? This is where we need to begin to delete and really become aware of words, because words define us and words keep us trapped. Words can keep us trapped in a control matrix. Now, I just want you to know that when I say matrix, whoops, this here is a controlled matrix below the line. So I'm sure everyone here knows what I'm talking about when I say below the line. Claire refers to it in his presentations. If you're new here, I have a book called Living in the Freedom Frequency, and when we're living below the line, we are in fear-based consciousness. When we're above the line, we are in our true identity. However, the freedom frequency chart is what I normally share at the conference, etc. This is a little bit different. But again, the same concept applies here, okay? So here above the line is your true identity. It's your true nature. And below the line is the person, is the false identity. This is what we call ID. And this is also in reference to your personality as well. It's also linked to your ego, which is fear-based. It wants to keep you in fear-based consciousness. Now, all by design, of course, all the systems, which I'm going to share here, are all created to keep you below the line. So before I get off the matrix here, I want you to not dislike the word matrix, because the word matrix actually it means, it's a Latin word mater, so M-A-T-E-R, and that means mother. And then it means that which is enclosed or gives origin to something. So this here can be the divine matrix here. And then this here is the controlled matrix. It is the simulation. So this is the true reality. And then this is the simulation that's been placed over top of the prime creator reality to keep us in confusion, to keep us separate from our true or the original you, the original self. And so we're here on this sovereignty path in Life First Canada to remember who we truly are, to remember our own divine authority. And of course, we have been programmed to fear authority. And because we've been programmed to fear authority, it can be very challenging to own our own authority, if that makes sense, right? Okay. So let's go a little bit deeper. This here is also known as the private jurisdiction, and this is the public. And then we define, of course, person, right, is a corporation. Which is also what? What is a corporation, everyone? False identity as well, false reality, false entity. So it is corporation, corpse, dead entity. So this is the death realm here. And of course, this is life up here. This is where your soul resides up here. Your connection to source, to God, of your understanding, universe, whatever you want to refer to as. I refer to as source. And so this whole realm is here. The matrix, the false matrix, is here for you to wake up and remember who you truly are. So we've all come into a fallen world. This is a fallen reality. And we can call this hell. So let's just look up the definition of hell in Black's Law Dictionary, shall we? Okay. Hell in Black's Law Dictionary is defined as the name formerly given in England to a place under the Exchequer Chamber where the king's debtors were confined. Yes. So, of course, this is then the realm of debt. My wrong pen. Okay, so if debt is here, then what is debt? Yes, Sandra, dead that speaks. And the amazing thing is that if you go to a court, the judge cannot hear a living man or woman, right? Because the person cannot speak, cannot talk, cannot walk, because it's a dead entity. Yes. Thank you, Esther, for putting the definitions in the chat. I really appreciate it. Excellent. Thank you. Yes, yes, Dawn. Thank you very much. We need to delete citizen, person, and resident. Let me just look up for citizen in Black's Law Dictionary, shall I? Because I hear it a lot in the freedom movement, and I don't think people are aware what citizen really means. Okay. Citizen. One who, under the Constitution and laws of the United States or of a particular state, is a member of the political community owing allegiance, okay? Owing allegiance. And being entitled to the enjoyment of full civil rights. All persons born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction, therefore, are citizens of the United States. Therefore, citizens are those who hold allegiance to their government wherever they reside. So you are, where do I put citizen? Exactly, below the line. Yes. So here in this public domain, it's a fictional you. All of this is fictional. So that means debt is fictional. How many of you are getting stressed about your debts? How many of you get stressed about your debts? Everyone gets stressed about debt, but it's fictional. It's not even real, but we've been programmed to believe that it's real. And the amazing thing is that this whole realm here with all of their systems, we've got the education system, we've got government, we've got media, we've got business, corporations, we've got finance, right? Banks, etc. We've got medical system. What else is there? And all of these systems here are designed to keep you in fear-based consciousness, in the false identity of the person, citizen, resident. I haven't looked up resident in here, but if somebody wants to put in the chat, that would be awesome. So here we have the debtor, but the true you, the real living man, living woman you, is a divine creditor. Because the true reality is abundance. But we've been taught lack and scarcity is real, but it's not. Right? Yes, thank you, legal. Thank you, Kathy. Yes. And I want you to write in the chat how you feel about these systems. The education is all designed to dumb our children down, to dumb everyone down, right? The Rockefeller education system, Rockefeller medical system, etc. Governments, how do you feel about the government? How do you feel about the media not expressing the truth? How do you feel about the sick care system? Just share in the chat. Are you angry? Frustrated? Does it create anxiety in your life? Yes. So government is, thank you, Sandra. Govern is hijack. Yeah. So govern means to control, and ment means mind. So government is to control the mind. Yay, Brenda. Brenda writes, I am sovereign. Oh, I just lost it there. I am sovereign. I do not consent to any other evil shenanigans. Excellent, Brenda. Yes, Kathy. It creates huge anxiety every time the mail comes. And that is what they want you to feel. Anxiety, stress, depression, all designed. We don't need to fix these systems because they're actually designed that way. If we were to go and fix these systems, if you heard me say this before, if we feel we need to fix them, it's like going into hell and saying to the devil, well, you know what? I think we need to just paint this place a baby blue and put a water cool over there. All these systems are demonic systems. Now, I'm not talking about the people in the system, okay? I'm referring to the top, the head of the snake. So a lot of people who work in these systems have no idea who they're working for. Yeah, Sandra, which feeds the archons, exactly. So when you're feeling any of these fear-based emotions, if you have my book, Living in the Freedom Frequency, if you go to page 24, there's a freedom frequency chart with all the emotions and states of consciousness, states of being, and they are all programmed to keep you here so that they can feed off of your energy. Again, this is the false identity. So here we also have natural law. I go into natural law at the Sovereign Living Conference. I'm not going to go into it here, but if we knew the 7 principles, the foundational principles of natural law, there's no way they'd ever be able to control humanity. But that wasn't given to us in our education system for a reason. And okay, so now we got natural law here, and this is the law of the land. Creator law, we can say creator law here. And then here we've got maritime law or admiralty law. So this is law of the sea, law of the water. And that's what we say, welcome back to the land. When you're our Sovereign Living Conference website, if you go there, we say welcome back to the land, is because we welcome you back to your true identity, the true you that is here. And this person, the personality is just an overlay. It's just an overlay to the original you, the soul matrix that we really need to embody, which is an energetic aspect of you. So in the 200-page sovereignty activation manual, we talk about there's 8 different modules, and one of them is energetic sovereignty. Because in order to rise up here, we need to know who we are energetically. And when we were in school, we were never taught anything outside that we are just a physical body. And of course, that was all designed for control because the system feeds off of your energetic field, which is what Alexander mentioned, Lush. Okay, they're feeding off of your energetic field, and because it's invisible, nobody sees it. They had all of us looking and only focusing on the physical, what we could see, touch, taste, etc. Right? Okay, so this here, the public domain, the corporate entity that engages in commerce. And again, this is the birth certificate I'm not getting into the birth certificate right now, but this is all based on the birth certificate, false identity U. And this is really how the custodians control and rule the world, is all right here. And so we need to really move into self-governance. Because down here is where people vote. They vote in their master. And we cannot, if we want freedom, we cannot have a master. It's just two ends of a spectrum. Now, I know that everything is not black and white in life. Okay, this is all gray area right here, okay? And the moment you move above the line and remove the veils, you begin to see that your true nature, right, is prosperity. It is health. And it is love. Love is one of the greatest powers that we have. And I know through the work that I do in a Divine Mind conversation, demons are really afraid of love. And the more we connect to our true nature, which is love, we are going to be unstoppable. So sovereignty is not a rebellion. It is peaceful non-compliance. And sovereignty really is about remembrance. We're here to remember who we are. So you are the living matrix of life force energy is what you are. So again, in legal land, persons are artificially created, legal entities, corporations, and all of this here, if you ever get upset about bylaws or anything that they're creating in government, in the political world, bills, etc., remember, bills, policies, statutes, acts, all of it only relate to the person. That's it. They do not relate to, they're not speaking to the living woman or living man. So I'm here today to share with you person versus living man, woman, but also how to really step into your true identity. So one, of course, is deleting the words person, citizen, resident from your vocabulary and stop being angry at the government. Stop projecting out your anger to outside external forces because your soul, created all of this. You chose to come down here into this false matrix to wake up and remember your power. So just remember in 2020, when all this started happening, I saw it as the Great Awakening. How many of you saw it as the Great Awakening? Yeah. Anything the government is pushing out or whatever, it is forcing people to wake up. That's why they're here. That's why all the control matrix structures are here, is to empower us to wake up. And if we don't wake up, then of course, by silent consent, they get to do whatever they want to our essence. And we just really need to breathe this in, to remember and to live every moment. I am a beautiful soul. And the moment you are triggered by anything, it is this realm triggering you. This is your true nature right here. Pure joy. I get it. It is a journey. It's a journey we're all on to lift the veils, and we're just going to keep lifting the veils. And this is what we do in our private members meetings every Tuesday. We just lift the veils on who we think we are and who we're not, so that we can become who we're meant to be. Exactly, Denise. We are not victims. This is where victim consciousness is, right here in this realm. And I want to share with you that the medical system, the sick care system, it is designed to keep you in a constant loop of healing. Constant healing. Will you heal something? Oh, okay, something else is happening. Oh, heal that. Oh, gotta heal that. Oh, gotta heal that. It's a constant loop. And if we identify with the idea that we still need to heal, we're going to stay stuck. So it's one of the modules in the 200-page manual on health sovereignty, on how to command the field, so that you begin to step into your true identity of knowing that health is your natural state. Because as long as you're looping, they make trillions of dollars, trillions in the pharmaceutical industry. So we are here to, one step at a time, remembering who we are. Brenda writes, most times there I know healing just is a perpetual stream of prescriptions. Exactly. So this is where we're all being called now to begin weaning ourselves off of the sick care system and their toxic remedies, and to really step into LifeWave that Esther talks about, or homeopathic remedies that Dr. Claire and Carol talk about. We've had quite a few in LifeFirst Canada, amazing, brilliant men and women share on our LifeFirst Canada YouTube channel. So if you want to go there and just check out, actually, sorry, let me pivot here, rewind. Anything related to health is on our Rumble channel, because YouTube was banning everything. So go to our LifeFirst Canada Rumble channel, and you're going to see Dr. Claire and Carol's amazing presentation that they created, and Dr. Claire is explaining everything, right? Okay. So here again is the hierarchical system of inequality here. This is a fraudulent rules apply, and they remain uncontested because everyone has just got their head in the sand, except for us Sarans. We are the ones rising up and putting in those notices of liabilities, and not all of you, everyone's doing their own thing. So whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Speaking truth. And remember, truth is always calm. It is the ego personality that wants to force and push agendas, push, right? Anger, rage. and truth remains rooted, right? Calmness. Your sovereignty is rooted. And this is your divine authority. Do I have it here? Yes, I do. Okay, I'm just going to talk about authority here again. So authority means permission. You are here to own your own authority, to claim. Sovereignty is about reclamation. I know that in the past we've talked about take control of your straw man. Susan Brawley created an amazing course and I highly recommend it. Absolutely. However, for myself, I am now wanting to delete the word control because to me, control is still here. And instead of controlling our straw man, we want its reclamation. And as we move forward, we're going to have a greater understanding that the universe does not control anything. And if we're controlling in our being, like masculinity, like it would be the weaker aspect of the masculine, uh, the ego-driven masculine energy seeks to control another. And it's very unhealthy in the body. So again, all of us as men and women, we have masculine and feminine energies moving through our body. So we really want to let go of control because that doesn't really allow us to ascend. And we are here to spiral up and ascend. And the more we do let go of control, on the other side is the surrender to your own divine nature. Sherry, the healthcare system, exactly. The healthcare system is designed to keep you in debt energetically. So debt is not just about money. Debt is also energetic debt. Okay. I was going to go somewhere there, but I'm going to wait for the thought train to come around again. Okay, so again, corporations can only enter contracts through, I don't have room here, but employees. So we can even delete the word employee as well. So they can only make contracts with employees, agents, or officers. A corporation cannot contract with a living man or woman. Yes. So you are here to return home. We're going home. We're going home to ourselves. To return home to your own divine authority. It's always been there. All of this here, it's always been here. You don't have to go looking for it. You just have to unveil it. Unveil it. So we're here to override. We're here to override the persona, the false identity. It's a no wonder most of humanity is not in a good place because they are waking up to some realization that something's just not right here. And when they begin to have an understanding of this is why, is because they've identified with that birth certificate self, with the driver license self, with the social insurance number self. And we need to unplug ourselves energetically so that we can really resonate in the true aspect of who we are. And of course, we know that they use language called legalese in the legal system to keep everything complicated. And this is where complication lives right here. And we are meant to live in simplicity. You've heard me say this before, but there's a rock in Egypt. And I just discovered the actual etymology of the word Egypt. It means to be shut in. I'm going to look into that deeper. Yeah. But there's a rock in Egypt that the children wrote on, and it on the rock it says, if it's not simple, it simply is not done. And sovereignty, the path to sovereignty is about simplicity. Yes, it can be confusing in the mind because we're learning something that we've never learned before, discharging debts or all the mortgage, everything is a lie that we've been taught. It can just create a lot of confusion and overwhelm in the mind. However, the actual path to sovereignty is simplicity. Absolutely, Nancy, we are not labels. Yes, resurrection. Sandra, thank you for that. Absolutely. Peter, right, 600,000 Americans that were never vaxxed, didn't get sick, not even a cold. Hint, hint, the body can thrive if we don't inject something into it. Absolutely. And that goes for toxic food as well. Yes. Don writes, time to practice self-care, self-love. Know who you truly are and stand in your power. We are electromagnetic energy light beings, and you create your own reality. Woohoo! Don, exactly. That is energetic sovereignty right there. So as we're moving forward, we are here to really remember that defining authority, because the program is the fear of authority. And as long as when you're driving and a police car passes you and you feel that edge, you still have a fear of authority. And that's what we're learning to let go of. I remember, I think this was last month or so, and I was driving and there's a police car that I was pulling up to at the red light, and the police car's right there. And I used to have a huge, massive, like energy wrapped around police cars, but it was just this little twinge that I felt. And anyway, I go up as I'm driving up slowly to the red light. A white car passes me and goes in front of me, and then a white car is beside me. A white car is behind them. A white car goes behind the police car, and then a white car goes behind me. Hmm. We have so much to be grateful for in this realm. We all have guardian angels. I believe in guardian angels. It's a reflection of who we are as we're moving forward on this incredible path of sovereignty. I think that's all I wanted to share on the board. So it's remembering that the personality is a 2D character. So this is a character, it's an actor. So all corporations, all judges, and all of that, they're all actors in the movie. And so the more that we don't allow them to trigger us, the more we step into our true identity. It's very, very exciting. Okay, just breathe in life force energy. And there is an amazing technique in our manual as well that I share. It's called the Identity Override Method. And I'm just going to share it with you here. And I'm just going to know that you can override the small self. the ego self, the self that keeps us in fear, right? Fear of everything, fear of being judged, fear of persecution, fear of loss. We need to acknowledge our fears, 100% we do. However, we're not meant to identify it. So I can still feel fear in my body, for example. So I can still feel fear in my body, and I most likely will because I'm in the 3D matrix and energy is moving through me. However, I don't identify with the fear. I identify with my true nature. And so I don't allow the fear or that energy to dictate my actions, to dictate my words, to stop me from doing anything in life. Now, yes, it has been an intense journey, okay? An intense journey. We are not taught how to move our energy, and we are made of energy. And I'm going to talk about this at the conference as well. And this is a big part of our private members learning moving forward because Module 8 is our physical sovereignty, and that's about the paperwork and declaring our status, changing our status, etc. However, none of that paperwork is really going to make a difference or bear fruit if your energy is still below the line. Sovereignty is really all about frequency, okay? So this override is where you, for the next, I say 72 hours in manual, but I'm just going to say even 24 hours, just even 12 hours, like for your day tomorrow. Just start with your day tomorrow or the next day. Just operate from this version of you. Operate from this version of you that already has freedom. For every decision, every thought, every action, everything comes from this true identity tomorrow. There's no hesitation. You just step into it fully. And you can imagine this self. Imagine your true original self. She is still there. He is still there. And you imagine her or him. What does she look like? How does she feel? What does she have to say to you? What would she say to you? What would he say to you tomorrow, right? Listen to that inner voice of wisdom. The old false version of you is going to try to pull you back. This ego version of you, the person, the false identity, it's going to try and pull you back 100%. Yes. You're going to be tested. You're going to be tested by your own ego and you're going to be tested by others because a lot of people in this realm do not want you to rise up. Yes, Brenda. Brenda writes, it is a very powerful time right now for this. Absolutely. Thank you, Claire and Carol. Yes. And yes, fear, false evidence appearing real. We can feel the fear and do it anyway. It's all about frequency. It's all about you stepping in because the more you claim who you are, you're going to feel the fear, but you claim who you are. And then one moment, there's going to be one moment where you're going to feel the ascension take place inside of you. It's going to be a, oh, it'll happen. Trust in that is divine trust because consciousness is shifting right now. And you're saying yes to sovereignty, so it means it must happen to you, through you. However, you need to remember that you're not here to allow all those negative thoughts to take hold of you. And I'm going to be really talking about this a lot in our private members moving forward. So again, the moment you claim, it's all about reclamation. The moment you claim your original self, you create a new frequency. You create a new vibration. And then reality has no choice but to follow you. And all of you have been on amazing journeys. Pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back because you have been through a lot. We all have. And just say to yourself with your hand on your heart, I now stand in my true authority. I'm shifting from being a debtor to a divine creditor. I'm now releasing the words person, citizen, resident, as I am a sovereign. By divine intention, I call in the highest self, my original self, as I claim my inner authority. I am peace. I am love. I am wealth. I am freedom. And so it is. Yay. So, Don, there's another acronym for fear that we have created a t-shirt for at Lifers Canada. Face everything and rise. We need to face our fears, to feel the fear, just feel it all, even if it consumes you. Because even though you're consumed by it, there's a bigger part of you. Over here. No, you're not a stick person. This is where you, this is the personality, okay? The small version of you. And if I could draw, here, let me just do this. Just to end the presentation. That's your personality, okay? Yes, I am a great artist. This is the real you right here. Way bigger, way expansive, energetic self. This is your divine nature right here. Most of us have allowed the small, tiny self to dictate our entire life. And that's because of the systems. Thank you, everyone, for being who you are. I so appreciate you. We are all on this amazing journey together, and I'm just grateful for all of you. You're standing for truth no matter what. You have incredible courage and a brave heart, and we are all unstoppable. And yes, it is a step-by-step journey that we're on. We can do this. We do this together. Together we rise, everyone.